Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Sorry, आज थोड़ा late हो गया. It was late because of some internet connection or some Google Meet problem. So, anybody has any doubt, any questions anybody wants to ask? Today is your last class. Anybody? Any questions? Nobody has questions? So, should we discuss the question paper then? I'm going for December 2019, right? So here again the same question is there to convert the following decimal number to equivalent binary number. This is 37, then 0.125. Then convert the following hexadecimal to equivalent binary. And then is what will be the storage capacity of a disk of 2.5-inch diameter, 8 plates, that is 16 recording surfaces with 512 sectors per track and 2048 tracks per recording surface. Assume that one sector can store 1048 bytes of data. So storage capacity will be 16 into 512 into 2048 into 1048. Right? Remember, yesterday we discussed how to calculate the storage capacity. Right? And recording density, if you want to calculate, then you have to take this 512 into I think 1048 divided by pi and 2.5 inch, pi to 3.14 into 2.5 inch diameter, right? Then differentiate between the parallel port and serial port of a computer. So parallel port and serial port. Serial port connects your mouse and keyboard, the earlier mouse and keyboards, and parallel port generally connects your printer and all. But nowadays it is USB port. So these are you have to differentiate between both of them. What is an integrated circuit? IC, right? So integrated circuit is your chip, semiconductor chip uh, with which your microprocessor is made. Is microprocessor an integrated circuit? So you can say yes, right? Explain the concept of memory hierarchy with the help of a diagram. So in memory hierarchy, you have to show, like we have shown in the diagram, the fastest memory, and a triangle I have shown you. But if I open the book, in the book also you have that thing. So in this memory system, and the so this is your memory hierarchy. If you see this, this is your memory hierarchy. Registers, cache, main memory, magnetic disk or virtual memory, magnetic tapes, and remote access. So the expensive one will be small, fast, and expensive will be the registers, small, the smallest and the fastest. memory is registers and it is expensive. And the largest and slow and cheap is the magnetic disk, magnetic tape, remote. These are less. Secondary memory, you can say. Secondary memory is large, slow and cheap, and registers are the small, fast and expensive. Right. So this is your memory hierarchy you have to show. Then draw flowchart to find if the given number is odd. So this is simple. Yesterday we did this also. How to find whether a flowchart is in a flowchart, how to find whether the number is odd. So in this you will what you will do, even though you don't have to find. So you will say that n modulus 2, that is your number divided by 2 and the remainder is not equal to 0. So what is the symbol for not equal to? Do you know that? If in the diamond box you have to give the condition, then you only have to compare that if it is not equal to 0, then the number is, remainder is not equal to 0, then the number is what? Odd. Right? So you can take the diamond box, this diamond, after you input the number and all that. I'm not drawing that, I'm just showing you the condition of that. So you can right click on this, then add text, and here you will say if n, whatever variable you have taken, modulus 2 is not equal to 0. So this you have to compare. Right? If n, this is the symbol not equal to, n modulus 2 is not equal to 0. हेलो, हाँ चल गया, मैंने चला लिया, थैंक यू. Sorry. Right? Do you understand? What do you have to compare for the odd one? Right? N modulus 2 not equal to 0, then it is odd. That just this you have to check, and your flowchart will be made. Right? To find if the given number is odd. Only odd you have to find, not even. So what is the file management in the context to operating system? What in the context of operating system, what is file management? That operating system manages all the files and folders. Right? How does file management system keeps track of a file? So the operating system has what you say the index or the name of the file and with which it recognizes the file. So that thing you have to explain, and if that is required to be understood, I think that is in second unit, I think. Operating system. So file management is 51. The concept of a file is central to the effective use of a computer system. File is generally loosely defined as a collection of related information such as student records, employee database. It might contain graphical usage. A file may be organized internally into records, or it may be simply a this. The file management system provides and maintains the mapping between a file local logical storage needs and the physical location where it is stored. Users and programs simply access the file by name and file management system handles the details. File management system identifies and manipulates file by the name provided by the user, determines the physical requirement of the file, allocates space for it, stores it in that space and maintains the information about the file so that it may be retrieved partially or in full later, right? The file management system keeps track of the available space on each device connected to the system. The user and the user's program need not be aware of the underlying physical storage issues. So the file management system allows the retrieval and storage of file by name, keeps track of the mappings, allocate and free space, allows the mounting and unmounting of file structure, provide other functions required to maintain. So basically what does file management is doing is, it is actually storing the files, making space for the files, maintaining the files, right? So this is the, you can retrieve, you can store, you can map, you can allocate, you can free. That is the work of file management system. So that is what they are telling you, right? What is the role of compiler in a computer system? So what is the role of the compiler? A compiler is a software program which converts high level language into machine code, right? So that definition you have to, that is basically it converts the high level languages into machine code, right? And it compiles the whole program in one go. So that is the role of a compiler. Which of the following are valid IP4 IPv version 4 address? So which one is valid IP4 version address? 256.0.0.0. Is this a valid IP4 address?
No, ma'am.
And this 192.168.1.227
And this is
Valid,
valid.
ma'am.
10.0.5.75.
No, ma'am.
Is this valid?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Why?
I mean, it is starting from 10.
Yeah, that is not a problem. Class A address it is.
Okay, ma'am.
But it is wrong. Why? Doesn't matter it is 192 or 10 or 127, because those are class A, class B, class C network addresses. That doesn't matter.
And the
See,
last two value should be 0 then.
no, the 10 dot, you see there should be four bytes address it is not this, there is another byte also, 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Can you see that? 10.0.5.7.5. So how many parts are there? There are 4 parts in a dotted, 4 parts in a IP address. 1 2 3 4 parts. Do you understand? 4 byte address it is. This is 1 byte, this is 1 byte, this is 1 byte, this is 1 byte. Total 4 byte. So four parts are there, but here it is 5. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a wrong address. I'm not, see, according to 10 it is not wrong. 10 is okay, because the address should can be 10, can be 127, can be 192. That is a range of class A, class B, class C network. And your 256 cannot be there because it is a 8 bit, your address is of 8 bit. So 2 to the power 8 is how much? 256. But your address starts with 0, so it should be 0 to 255. So here, if 255 would have been, but this is not a IP address, this is a subnet mask. So 256 is wrong, so this is not an IP address. This is a valid IP address. This is also not a valid IP address. Why? Because there are 5 octets. There is no 5, there is 4 octets actually. 1, 2, 3, 4 in an address. So that's why first and third are wrong, second is right. Right. What is meant by the term network topology? So what is network topology? It's the arrangement of computers in a network. How the computers are arranged. So explain the bus topology with the help of a diagram. List the advantages and disadvantages of the bus topology. So you have to explain What is bus topology? Right. So bus topology have a single wire with end as acting as terminators at the end, and all the computers are connected with that single wire. Right. If one of the computers gets corrupted or doesn't work, then the whole topology will not be able to work. Right. What is e-learning? What are its advantages and disadvantages? So you have to explain what is e-learning, electronic learning, that is online learning, and what are its advantages and disadvantages, right? Explain the three modes of data transmission. What are the three modes of data transmission? Do anybody know that? Three modes of data transmission: simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. Remember? Simplex is what? Single way. Only one person can send the data, right? One way transmission is there. That is simplex. What is half duplex?
Two-way transmission in one at a
Dual
time.
is there, but at a time only one person can transfer, like in a walkie-talkie, right? What happens in a walkie-talkie, that one person is saying something, so the other person cannot say anything or talk to anybody. They have to listen to the first person. So at one time, one person can send the data. So that is half duplex. And what is full duplex? That simultaneously both the persons can transfer data, like in a telephone, right? So simplex is one way, like you broadcast on a TV, so you are just seeing. You cannot reply to the television broadcast, right? So simplex transmission, one-way transmission. And half duplex it is two-way, but at one time one person can send, and full duplex is like a telephone, both the three persons can transmit. So that you have to explain. What is URL? That is Uniform Resource Locator. That is the web address. Why is it needed? To connect to a website, right? Explain various parts of a URL with the help of an example. So you have to explain the various parts, like https:// right, www.google.com, yeah, google.co.in, whatever. So first is your protocol, hypertext transfer protocol. So first is your protocol through which you transfer your communication or transfer your data or your websites onto your browser, and the other part is the website name, World Wide Web, then website name Google, and then the domain .co.in, right? So that these are the parts of your URL, and how URL is translated to physical address of the resource. What is physical address of the resource? That is your IP address or the MAC address of that computer. That is translated, URL is translated by the DNS, domain name system, right? Domain name system translate that web address to the IP address of that particular system. So that is what you have to explain. Then is explain the following terms in the context of search engines: spidering or web crawling. What is spidering or web crawling? Then is indexing and searching. So spidering and web crawling is what? Do anybody knows that?
It's about searching page by page
Yes.
or link by link.
And what is indexing? This thing you will be finding in your I think third block. I don't know in internet which this is about web application 1. Searching is here 2.3. So here you will also find about cookies. We have read about what are cookies. Cookie is a small message sent by the web server to your web client. This message is stored by the browser as a text file. The basic purpose of cookie is to store information needed by a server at the user end only. The cookie is used to send information back to the web server each time the browser requests a page from the server. So whenever a website may ask you to fill up a form with the information about your name and interest, this information is packed by the server into a cookie and sent to your web browser, which stores it for later use. So next time when you go to the same website, that information will be available, that will be stored in the cookie, and the web server can take the information from that, or the information will be displayed on your web page. So are cookies bad? Cookies are merely text files that can be deleted at any time. They are not malicious, nor they are programs. Cookies cannot be used to spread viruses, and they cannot take control of your hard drive. However, they contain important information about you, so they may be threat to your privacy and anonymity on the internet. The cookie contains information that you provide to a website, so be careful about what information you provide on the web. So basically, they are not malicious softwares or they are not viruses, but they contain your private information which you have filled in a form or some on some website. So if some hacker or some person accesses that, then it will be a problem. Otherwise, it's not a problem. So here they are talking about searching, right? The search engine can be defined as a tool to search diverse and disorganized sources of information available on the internet. Just hold on for a second. Yeah, sorry. We were talking about search. What is a search engine? It can be defined as a tool to search diverse and disorganized sources of information available on the internet. You can clearly visualize from this definition that search engine has to use some automated program that need to continuously keep visiting the web pages about the content they have and organize the information about web pages in some format. So like Google is a search engine, so they let you search diverse form or disorganized sources of information available on the internet. So Google gives you all the websites. Suppose you are searching for a particular information, so Google give you all the websites which are there. They are not located at one location. The websites, they are disorganized. They are everywhere. So Google finds out all those web pages from the internet and shows to you that these are the links for your where you will find your information. And there are how do Google or search engines find those information is they have some automated programs which do this continuously, and they visit the web pages about containing those particular words or information. So programs that continuously keep searching for information from web pages are called spiders, robots, crawlers, wanderers, and worms. So these are the ones which keep on searching the web pages for the information which you are looking for. So those programs are known as spiders, robots, crawlers, wanderers, and worms. The search engine finds, classifies, and stores information about the contents of various websites on the internet. So they keep program that is spiders, robots, and crawlers keep on finding the web pages, and the search engine finds and classifies and stores those information about the content on various websites on the internet. So they store them. So you have some primary search engine, web directory, meta search engines, these are there. So a search engine performs the following three actions: spidering or web crawling, indexing, and searching. So what is spidering or web crawling? Spider or web crawler is a computer program that browses the web pages of www in a systematic automated manner. Search engines use Spider for getting up-to-date data on websites. They are used to create a copy of the pages listed by them for later processing to create index. These programs are also useful in validating HTML code. So basically, what does spider or web crawling or spidering means is a spider or a web crawler is a computer program which keeps on searching the websites or pages which have information on them, and they browse the web pages on www and in a systematic automatic manner, and get up-to-date data about all those web pages which contain a particular data, and they keep the copy of those data with them, and the next time some other person also searches for that information, so whatever information the spider and the web crawler has collected, so they will show it to you that these are the links. And what is indexing? Once the spiders have collected the task of finding information about the web pages, the search engine must store the information in such a way that you are able to use it. So basically, the spider's work is to find all those pages related to particular data, everything, all the web pages it has to find out, all the website it has to find out. And after finding those information and web pages, the search engine stores the information in such a way that you are able to use it. So the search engine may provide some information relating to relevance of information, maybe in the form of ranking. So thus a search engine may store the keywords of a web page, number of times that word appeared on the page, the URL of the page, a weighting factor that gives more weightage in case a word is found at the top of the document. Each commercial search engine uses a different formula for assigning weight to the keywords in its index. So this is one of the reasons that a search for the same word on different search engines will produce different results. So basically, what does indexing means that after finding all the web pages on a particular information, the search engine will store the information in such a way that it will give some ranking to the websites, that these many number of times the word has appeared in this website, so this his ranking, the keyword is appeared at this much time, so the ranking of the website should be top of the page, which nowadays is known as what do you call that, uh, according to index. That means index, for first index will be given to this, second index will be given to this web page. So serial wise, different web pages will appear on your screen, right? So that is indexing. So it will index those pages and show you that this is there. Then what is searching? When a user enters a query into a search engine, the engine examines its index and provides a listing of best matching web pages according to its ranking criteria. So now if you search something on the internet, so the index pages, the search engine has indexed the pages, so it will find out the best matching page which has your word or your whatever content you are searching, and according to that, from its ranking criteria, it will show you the list of websites which are there related to that word. So this short list usually have a short summary containing the title of the document and small part of the text. Most search engines support Boolean search. Some simple example of a search is given below. To find a website which contains Java tutorial, you may type Java tutorial in the search box of the browser. The search will look for the keyword Java and tutorial. The search expression will retrieve all those records where both the terms occur, right? So it will find out both the terms, and you may use other Boolean operators like or not in the searches. For example, if you are interested either in pages having keyword Java or they are tutorials, then you may use the search expression as tutorial or Java. So that can also be done. But if you want to find both, then you can do both, right? So they are talking about that. So this is the way actually your search engine searches for data. This is what they are telling you. So that is what spidering or web crawling, indexing and searching is, according to search engine. Right. Then what is computer virus? Your computer virus is a malicious software, right? And how is it different from Trojan horse in the context of a computer? List the ways to counter the power software. So Trojan horses are also viruses, but they are all the viruses have a different kind of a system, right? So when we talk about perverse software, sorry, that will be in block 2. No, not in this, I think. So in this, is it there? No, not in this also. This is operating system. So it is there on in this software unit 1. So the see, computer viruses are basically malicious softwares. When you talk about them, the computer virus is a small software program that is designed to enter a computer without users' permission or knowledge, to interfere with computer operation and to spread from one computer to another. So that is a computer virus, which is a small software program, and it is basically designed to enter your computer without your permission, and it interferes with your computer operation and spreads from one computer to another, and it can also attach itself to a document or a program and infect your computer. So that is there. Some viruses replicate also. So you have different kinds of viruses, like examples. There are types of computer viruses, like they are talking about computer worm, Trojan horse. So where how they will be hiding, or what form of infection they will be making. So that is there. The computer worm is a program that is very similar to a virus. It has ability to self-replicate. That means it keeps on replicating itself. It actively spreads itself over the network, copies itself from one disk drive to another, or copies using email. It does not need user action to start, unlike viruses. So example is also given. And what are Trojan horse? When a program is disguised as something interesting and desirable, users are tempted to download and install it on their machine without knowing what it does. So sometimes what happens is some kind of promotion activity or something like that comes on your system and on the internet, and they say if you download this, you will be having this offer or this and that, and you download that particular thing with interest. So it is hidden behind, like a Trojan horse. It is hidden behind that program, and when you download it, then when it does the damages by deleting files from the system or by further installing unwanted software, this is typical technique of Trojan horse. So this is what general technique of Trojan horse is, that it is hidden behind something. So there are different kinds of viruses which they are talking about. Rootkits are there. This is a technique used when the malware remains concealed in the system and continues to do the damage in a concealed manner. Rootkits can prevent a malicious process from being visible. Example, taskbar in Windows. If rootkit virus is or the malware infects your system, then it is hidden from you. It does damage in a concealed manner, and sometimes the taskbar in the Windows operating system is not visible when you try to open it. So that means there is a virus in your system, rootkit virus. There are trapdoor viruses. This is a way of bypassing normal authentication procedure, like some hackers or something, you want to access some system. So trapdoor viruses are there. Once a system is compromised by malware, one or more backdoors may be installed for easier future access to the system. Then there are logic bomb, time bombs, spyware. So logic bombs are not programs in their own right, but rather camouflage segments of other programs. They are not considered viruses because they do not replicate, but their objective is to destroy data on the computer once certain conditions have been met. So what happens in a logic bomb or time bomb is, if you meet, they are part of some program. Initially they do not do anything. When you when you meet a certain condition in their they have set a certain condition, a time kind of a condition, or some logic kind of a condition. When you meet that condition, then they do some destructive work. So logic bombs go undetected until launch, and the result can be destructive. So like they are saying April Fool's Day or Friday the 13th are some of the logic bombs. So on a particular day or time, they will automatically run. And spyware, while so far we have discussed malware intent to damage the computer system, spyware is designed for commercial gain. These programs gather information about the user in a concealed manner, show pop-up advertisement, redirect the search engine results to paid advertisement. So basically, spyware are not actually viruses. Those damage the system. They are actually commercial gain adwares, you can say. So they come as pop-up in advertisements, or they redirect the search engine to some paid advertisement or something. Then there are keystroke loggers. This is a program once installed on the system which interprets the keys when entering the password. So like in your, if you go to an ATM which is compromised with keystroke loggers, so when you type your credit card pin or debit card pin, so it interprets or takes the key of yours, understands the key, right? This can be used for credit card fraud also. Then data stealing, this is a web threat that results in stealing of personal and proprietary information to be used for commercial gains, either directly or via underground distribution. Some popular examples of recent data stealing cases are steal and sell large number of credit card numbers from businesses. So data stealing is also another kind of a threat which is there, where your data is for commercial gain, your data is given to somebody. So that is also there. So these are some of the viruses which are there. So list the ways to counter the perverse software. So what are the ways to counter the perverse software is? You can install antivirus, you can have firewall, right? So that is the ways. Here they are saying you can put login password also. Ensure that the operating system and any program one uses are up to date with patches or updates. That means your Windows should be updated. You should block unwanted email viruses by installing a spam filter or spam blocker. When browsing the internet, always watch what one clicks and install. Do not simply click OK or dismiss pop-up windows. So not always don't click on OK when you are seeing pop-ups, right? Install antivirus software, scan and update regularly. Then install anti-spyware, anti-adware, and scan and update regularly. So these are the ways you can counter that the perverse software. Then explain the following features of an application software. So mail merge in word processing. So what is what? What is mail merge? What will mail merge help in word processing? They are saying explain the following features of an application software. What will mail merge help you? It will help you to write number of letters, right? A single letter to number of people if you want to send, and mail merge will be a facility. Then what are macros in spreadsheet? They are automated tasks which when run will automate your tasks and you can run that task as many times as you want, right? And defining relationship in database management system. So two or more tables can have relationships. So you can have relationship like student and teacher. So you can join the student teaches teacher, teacher teaches student. So that kind of a relationship, if you want to show, then that relationship is defined in the database management system. Yeah, course and student have a relationship. So course ID, course will be studied by a student, right? Then scheduling in project management software. So scheduling in project management software helps you to schedule the project work, right? What is the timeline? What is the deadline? Critical path when the software so scheduling can be done, right? Then differentiate between the open source software and proprietary software. So open source software is the one which is freely available and whose source code is also available. But proprietary software, the source code is not available and you have to buy the license key for that and then you can use it. That is a proprietary software. Explain the role of various components of a computer system with the help of a diagram. So again, you have to make the diagram: input unit, output unit, CPU, that is control unit, ALU, and memory unit. So that diagram you have to explain. Differentiate between the following: serial access and random access. Serial access is that you can access the items one by one, serially, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. random access means any item can be accessed from anywhere. No serialization is there, right? That is there, which I explained yesterday also. Right, then RAM and ROM, random access memory and read-only memory. RAM is volatile, ROM is non-volatile. RAM is random access memory, ROM is read-only memory. Right. Then SRAM and DRAM, static RAM and dynamic RAM. Static RAM doesn't require refreshing, dynamic RAM requires refreshing. Then ROM and PROM, ROM is read-only memory and PROM is programmable read-only memory, right? Then inkjet printer and laser printer. Inkjet printer is an non-impact printer. Laser printer is also a non-impact printer. Inkjet printer prints on the paper. It has a nozzle with the ink, and it sprays the nozzle sprays the inks and print. And laser printer prints with laser technology. That is powdered ink. Powdered ink is there, and that ink, the laser heat is generated on that powder, and then it prints on the page. That is there. What is utility software? So you have different kinds of utility software, like antivirus is also a utility software which does some specific work on the system, like disk checker and disk defragmenter are also utility software. So you have to explain that. Explain any 5 of the following with the help of an example or diagram if needed. Web browser, optical memories. Optical memories are your CD, DVDs, right? ASCII and Unicode looping statement, that is which repeatedly run your statements repeatedly, right? And kernel of an operating system. A kernel is the heart of the Linux operating system. Remember that you have kernel and shell. So kernel is the heart of the Linux operating system, which is an interface between the shell and the which interacts with the hardware. The kernel is the one which interacts with the hardware. So the kernel is the heart of the operating system. So, and linker and text editor. So linkers basically link the header files and other functions with your source code, and text editors are the ones where you write your program. So you require a text editor to write a program. So that those are known as text editor. Like Notepad is also a text editor, right? Hub and switch. So hub is a network device which lets you connect many devices, right? And switch is also a network device. Again, the same thing is there. It lets you connect many devices. But what is the difference between a hub and a switch? Hub will broadcast. You can say hub will multicast to all the people a person who is sending the data, so it will broadcast to all of them. But switch will take that data to that particular device only where it is intended to go. So that is a switch. Then wiki, it is saying, so wiki is a website which lets you edit and update information on the website. That is wiki, right? So these are the questions which are asked in your paper of December 2019. Some of the questions will be similar to the earlier ones which we have seen, right? And some of them will be a little different, but generally the same thing. So that's why I told you have to study your books also, and study your study material, and the check progress question also at the back. That is important, right? So any questions anybody is having? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Anything you want to ask, because today is your last class? See, your tentative date sheet is also has come, so you have to prepare. You have time right now. I think 2 months are there, June and July, right? Who has raised hand? Anybody who wants to ask any question? Anybody? So I just tell you that best of luck for your exam. That will be held after 2 months probably. That is a tentative date, but maybe that will be the final one generally, right? So whatever, if you are given offline mode, then also it is okay. If you are given online mode, then also it is okay. Whatever mode of examination you will be allowed to do, that is fine. But you will have to, even if it is online, apart from multiple choice question, there will be subjective question also. So you have to answer the question or type the question if it is online. So both ways you should know how to write the answers. So that is most important. Right? Anything else, or should we wind up the class? Any questions? Everybody has put their attendance with the name and enrollment number and the chat box.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody? Any questions? So what should we do if you don't have any question? Should we wind up? So this is your last class now. So whatever information you will be getting on your email, no, you don't have to visit Delhi. Your nearby study centers or regional centers do not have examination centers. Generally, study centers under the regional centers in a state, study center will be the examination centers. So you can select the nearby center of your state, wherever you are. When you fill the examination form now, it will ask for you that you have to fill the exam center. So you can see the nearby exam center to you, which is available in the list of examination centers, and you can fill that. Vinay, are you saying something? Yes, you have applied for online mode, but I don't know how your exam will be conducted. I don't have any idea whether it will be conducted in offline mode or online mode. Your studies are online, but I don't know exam will be online or not. If IGNOU conducts online examination, suppose it is online, and then also suppose they will select some computer centers nearby you to come and give the exam online. That is also a probability, or they may tell you that on your system some kind of arrangement will be done that you can give the exam on your system, on your browser. So I probably don't know how it will be conducted.
हम क्योंकि एडमिशन के टाइम पर सिर्फ ऑनलाइन का ऑप्शन आ रहा था, कोई रीजनल सेंटर का ऑप्शन ही नहीं था.
मतलब ऑनलाइन का ऑप्शन आ रहा था, रीजनल सेंटर का ऑप्शन नहीं था.
जैसे जहाँ पर रीजनल सेंटर सिलेक्ट करते हैं ना, ईस्ट दिल्ली, साउथ दिल्ली, वेस्ट दिल्ली, उस पे
नहीं,
सिर्फ
वो
ऑनलाइन ही लिखा है.
वो ऑफलाइन मोड के लिए है. ऑनलाइन में क्यों आप रीजनल सेंटर सेलेक्ट करोगे?
नहीं, मैं ऑप्शन की बता रहा हूँ. ऑप्शन आ रहा था, सिर्फ उस पर ऑनलाइन वाला ही ऑप्शन आ रहा था और कोई ऑप्शन भी नहीं था.
उसमें तो ऑनलाइन ही आएगा ना. आप किसी भी स्टेट में बैठे हो,
उनको कैसे पता कि हम कहाँ पर बैठे हैं और वो हमें कहाँ पर सेंटर देंगे?
आप नहीं, वो नहीं देंगे. मैं यही तो आपको बोला. मैंने बोला जब आप एग्जाम फॉर्म भरोगे, when you will fill the exam form, you will select your nearby center. Do you understand?
Okay, ma'am.
The people who are doing offline in regional center Delhi 1, in Delhi, many study centers are there. Like we also have a study center. So the people studying here, generally all the people do not give the exam in Delhi only. Some are from UP, some are from Punjab, some are from somewhere else. They live here or do job here. That's why they are studying in Delhi. But suppose they have gone home and they want to give their examination at their hometown only. So they select the hometown when they fill the examination form. They select their hometown study center only where they can give the exam. There are
एग्जामिनेशन वाला फॉर्म कहाँ पर है, मतलब कहाँ पर भरेंगे ये?
वही इग्नू की साइट पर ही होता है, बट आई जस्ट शो यू. बट अभी वो मतलब पुराना वाला दिखा रहा है, नया वाला आया नहीं है. न्यू वन हैज नॉट कम येट. द ओल्ड वन इज देयर, बट आई विल शो यू.
मैम अगस्त से पहले ये मतलब हमें आएगा नोटिफिकेशन भरने के लिए?
हाँ, आपको नोटिफिकेशन आएगा. देखो यहाँ पे जा रहे हो ना आप, रजिस्टर ऑनलाइन ऑन द मेन इग्नू वेबसाइट. In register online, you have re-registration also and term and exam. Can you see that?
हाँ जी मैम.
So you have to click on term and exam. So अभी ये पुराना वाला आ रहा है. Last date to apply for term and December is 23rd December. So this is the old one which is coming, right? तो 31st दिसंबर तक इन्होंने फिल करवाया था. तो अभी आपका मेरे ख्याल से जून में आ जाएगा. जून फर्स्ट वीक या में आपका एग्जामिनेशन फॉर्म फिल करने का टाइम आ जाएगा. ठीक है, तो आपको ये इंस्ट्रक्शंस पढ़ने हैं. और यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हो, क्लिक हेयर टू व्यू लिस्ट ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन सेंटर. कैन यू सी दैट?
ओके मैम.
So you will click here and you will select your region. जैसे कि whatever region you want to select. If I select Delhi NCR, so and enter and I say this, so there will be many centers. Can you see that?
Yes ma'am.
So accordingly you can select your nearby center. Even if you select UP or some other state, that so that is also there. So if you select Bhopal, so you just submit, and so there will be other centers of Bhopal. Can you see?
Yes ma'am.
Madhya Pradesh. So nearby your centers you can select. Whatever state or city you can select, and the cities are there actually, region, and you can select your nearby exam centers. So that is there. So they will not say you have to give it in Delhi. You have to select your exam centers. They also don't tell the offline mode students also. The exam, they fill the exam center themselves, the offline students also. Right?
Right ma'am.
Anything else? So all of you also have to fill the re-registration form whose last date is 30th of June. That is admission to the second semester. That also you have to do. I told you, still it has not been decided for the online BCA online or online programs. All those online programs which are running, the IGNOU has not yet informed or decided in which mode the examination will be conducted, whether offline or online. So I still don't know in which mode your examination will be conducted.